All right, so real quick, just wanted to check in with y'all and let y'all know that I'm still here, um, and I am slowly starting to confirm that certain things are working long term, especially with consistent usage of it. My mom actually has been using the what is it called? Think it's called I think it's called I forgot the name of the app, but in the video where I demonstrate how Amy Hollum shows you to use this waveform generator application or program for desktop computers and laptops, and I showed my mom how to use it. Which basically it's basically like a jamming. It creates like a jamming mechanism. It's a jamming mechanism um, for, I guess, the signals that they would be directing into, like a person's body. And my mom says she's been using it whenever she feels like they start zapping her, in her body, and spend more primarily the lower region of her, private area and stuff like that. Because these people, they're always trying to like sodomize someone or sexually abuse someone. Um, and it's I know it's definitely terrible for women and definitely homosexual men. But I know at times there also that I sometimes I feel zapping and stuff like that. And my they used to they've done things as far as like superheat the tissue of my penis, and then the V2K would be like, ha ha, your dick is getting smaller, stuff like that. Then they would zap, like they'd shoot like frequencies at like the testes, and then they would also pulse frequencies at the anus too, so it feels like someone's sticking something sharp, right? So right, this um this is the second one I built. I left one at my mom's house. She doesn't really use it too much. She says she doesn't think it works for her, but she also has a different body composition. She has more fat. So I'm assuming because it's a kind of like a low powered, it's like a low power EMP, it probably doesn't have the juice enough to penetrate through the fat. But I have been using it for quite a bit. I mean, but the waveform generator, she says it's been working for her. So I recommend people to at least if check out the video where I demonstrate to use it, and then also I think I also included the link to Amy Hollum's actual video on how you can use the waveform generator app. I think it's called like Visual. I think it's called like Visual Analyzer 64 or something like that. But anyway, so yeah, I've been using this various parts of the body, mostly targeting like joints, the back, head, prefrontal cortex, memory cortex, um, the back of the head too, where the visual cortex is. Yeah. Ooh, that felt so much better. But it like you do it for a while, it doesn't hurt at all. Like it doesn't hurt at all. There's like you Only thing I ever feel is relief. That's all I feel from when I use this. So basically, here, I guess hold on. Okay, so I'm just gonna take this apart to show y'all what I did again. And as I say always, this is not a weapon. This can't cause any harm to anyone. And it's very low powered. I mean, it literally just runs on AA battery, so it's not strong enough to really cause you any harm. But I will show you what part will. So then you. Okay, so as you see here, it's just only 2 AA batteries. I mean, this was literally, as it says right here, it was an electronic mosquito swatter, right? So basically, all I did was there were like two wires here that connected to the. There were 2 wires here that connected to the swatter, and then there was 1 wire here. I just basically took those wires off, coiled a copper wire, stripped the ends, right, and then I made sure one touched here and crazy glued that one. And then you create a spark, then you have to separate this part so it has a spark gap. Sometimes, because I haven't stabilized this, I think it moves from time to time. So I have to readjust the gap. Sometimes I have to readjust the gap. Now, also, I realized after using this for a long time, if you put too much crazy glue on the metal parts, or whatever these parts are called, I'm not sure what they're called. If you put too much glue on it, it won't spark properly. And then also, if you're using it for a long time, it could. This is basically glue from a hot glue gun. So, but if you spark it for a long time, obviously it'll heat this up and it could loosen. But yeah, you could tell I've been using it for a while, because you see like this accumulation of dust here. Yeah, I've been zapping. But you know what? I'm also wondering too, like, it got me thinking about nano dust. Because think about it. See the spark gap? That's the spark gap. Now, as the electricity is flowing through here, what it's basically doing is creating a like a pulsed electromagnetic field. But remember, it's low power. It can't really cause any damage to anything. I mean, if you hold it over a device and you flick around and you like zap around the device long enough, yeah, it'll probably destroy the device. But that's the whole point. So I figure, okay, we're dealing with wetware, nanotechnology, right? So I'm thinking, okay, all electronics are killed by electromagnetic pulses. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's an electronic device, if it's an electronic device, an electromagnetic pulse can kill it. So I said, well, it wasn't until I seen this video by Onion Head Andrew. He made his own like zapper too, but he made his from a stun gun. I don't have a stun gun, so I looked up on YouTube DIY, low power EMPs or DIY EMPs, and they had all like people made all different types of them, and of course they're all for entertainment purposes. But it wasn't until like I seen this guy do one with a fly swatter, and I was like, oh, that looks simple enough. So I tried it, and Ooh. So, okay, so yeah, Onionhead Andrew, you should definitely watch his interview. I believe the interview is, if you go on rumble.com, the interview the title of the video is called "How to Destroy RFID Chips." And he talks about how he actually used the zapper to basically like zap all over his body. He just like he takes his time to literally find and pinpoint on areas of the body where to focus on. Now I'm gonna tell you this. Um, I have already found the white pages, the studies on the wireless nanosensor networks, the wireless body area networks, where the nanotechnology would basically assemble themselves and form their antennas to create to in order to be able to harvest energy from the body and to also utilize and convert that energy into radio frequencies or a signal that can be sent from the body. Now we're talking a very complex multi-hop data transfer system that's within the human body, all over the body, even without, you can't see it obviously, but all over the body, within the body, on the body are nanosensors, and they're all connected to the internet. And all of these sensors are basically collecting information about everything you do, everything you think, everything you say, literally every memory that you've ever had. But not only is it collecting, but it's also capable of stimulating or writing information into your body, because everything is being done through wireless communications, frequencies, and electrical stimulation. So, with an EMP, with that EMP, what that's doing is when you find specific areas that they're targeting, one thing that you should always keep in mind is wherever you feel heat built up, or you feel tension, or you feel a pulse, think about it like this. You should not have a pulse on your knee. Like, right here where my fingers are, there's a pulse. There is literally a pulse right here in my knee. There is nothing here that's supposed to be pulsing on your knee. Your knee should, no medical people has ever said, "Oh, check his pulse," and they reach for the knee. Why am I pulsing from my knee? Because there's nanobots that have structured themselves to be able to create a phased array, and the information collected from, I don't know, I guess maybe the lower part of my body, or maybe it's just collecting, harvesting energy from, oh, right, piezoelectric or mechanical stress also generates energy too. So it's like, as I'm moving around, I'm generating energy. Your joints, every time you move, you're generating heat. Heat can be converted into energy. The nanobots, the nanotechnology basically converts that heat into usable energy. And then it like turns that energy into I guess like it converts into, like, I don't know, like computer language or something. I gotta read more of the studies. It's very, very complicated. But it takes that energy and it uses it. And then it beam forms, like literally creates beams of waves that can hop from your knee to your shoulder, or maybe it goes from knee to hip, then to shoulder, or knee to hip and groin, then to the heart. Then it like it literally hops everywhere. But what I've noticed, so much of what's happening to a lot of people, especially when it comes to personality, communication, memory, your emotions, a lot of times what a lot of people still haven't realized yet is Your heart chakra is the center of your emotional energy. It's the center of your emotional energy. A lot of time people want to think, like to think that they're depressed and stuff like that. But a lot of times your heart chakra might just not be in tune with the right frequency. What they can do is they can transmit information from what I always gather is there's always one particular wave, and I always feel it come from like it's going directly into the prefrontal cortex, but it's coming at an angle like this. And no matter where I move, it never changes. It's always in this angle, always kind of going out like this. But it's connected directly to the prefrontal cortex and it never moves. Even if I bend down, it stays in the same spot. Right? So this is what reminds me that we're basically in like this kind of like a digital prison around our body or an interface. When you learn about the biofield and the toroidal field and all the frequencies and information that's emitting or radiating from our body that's in this auric field, well, think about it like this. They literally just hacked our auric fields with nanotechnology, and now the nanotechnology is converting all the information that's radiating from our body and sending it to a database somewhere where several 100 million people are basically utilizing this information to stalk, harass, or just surveil and use someone. Even if the person themselves isn't being targeted, they're using this to basically collect information on people and then to watch them and then to possibly just parasite off of them. You know, like if they see some like imagine a stalker just watching you, right? But then they kind of don't want you to know that they stalking you, but then they get close to you anyway, and they know that you have a lot of potential. You probably got good ideas and you making money and something. If they feel like it's probably better for them just to observe you and just be close to you and then work with you, that's one way that they'll just use you. But then you also got the other spectrum where they're using this technology just to fuck up a lot of people's lives. And then also they gain some type of, I don't know, maybe cryptocurrency or some other type of incentive by getting the person to react in certain ways. Because with every neural impulse that you produce, you're basically generating some type of money or some type of currency for someone else. That's what this whole system is about. It's like this technological way of creating secret money or secret income, right? Now, and it's like, I have to keep going, and no matter how scary this feels, because no one else is doing what I'm doing. So I have to be the one to do it, because that's just how God picks certain people. Sometimes it's not going to be a whole bunch of people doing the same thing that you're doing. Sometimes God picked you to do exactly what you're doing. And if you don't feel like there's anything in you telling you that you're doing something wrong and you're obeying natural laws, and natural law is basically like, don't harm anyone who isn't hurting you, right? And then natural law, like I've been trying to read up more on natural law too, but my memory recall is so bad right now. It's a lot of pressure here. This is where your memory cortex is. It's a lot of pressure here, and it's a lot of pressure up here. So over the last couple years, 3 years or so, they've been attacking my prefrontal cortex and my memory cortex a lot. So I don't know. I think for the most part, they've been talking about, oh, he got a big ass tumor in his brain. He got a big ass tumor. And I've done at least 2 different brain MRIs over the last 2 or 3 years, and no doctor has said anything yet. So, but that's what I'm saying. that could also be a part of the targeting too. The doctors just won't tell you anything. And then, do I have experience of looking at these images? No. I mean, I think I have the copies of my images, so I could probably look for myself. But I take it into consideration because of how many other TIs I have seen online who have expressed that they have had tumors in their body, and then when they had them removed, the tumors were then analyzed, and they found little filaments of like wires and like little like things inside the tumor. And then it's like, it makes sense because of the heating caused by the nanotechnology inside of the body. The radiation that's heating the tissue, it creates the tumor, right? It creates the tumor because the nanotechnology is basically heating up the cells of the body. So, I don't know. I take it into consideration, but I'm not necessarily fearing death. It's just I have to accept the fact that it's a possibility, but I have to keep moving forward. Whew. Ooh, wee. That actually felt really good. Yeah, it's a lot of activity going right here too. You want to know how good this feels? It's like it's like feeling like your stomach is bloated with gas, and then you finally get out a burp, or you finally fart or something. It feels like you're deflating something, and then it just like you feel it like it just whooshes right out your body. Now the thing is, I am definitely very very self conscious that is loud. It sounds pretty loud. I mean, you can hear it. So I try to be mindful of when I use it, but you know what? Because I don't want people to like think I'm just like, I don't know, being a loud annoying neighbor or something like that. Because I'm already dealing with targeting, and I don't know who could be a part of it. So I try not to take things personal or whatever. But anyway, so it's like I'm trying to see if I can find a way to make one that's not as loud. I mean, so far nobody's ever really told me anything. Nobody's ever like, you know, if somebody's being loud, if like it's a normal human thing that if you're living in an apartment or anywhere and someone's being loud, you at least either knock on the wall to let them know that it's too loud, or you probably, knock on their door and just be like, hey, can you keep it down, right? But then again, we're talking about we're living, at least for TIs, we're operating on a different frequency. So it's like I don't know if like we are no longer in that space of human interaction where we do go to somebody and tell them, hey, it's kind of loud, keep it down. Or rather, people just keep it to themselves and they just like, I don't know, they just plot on you. Like they just plot on you, and you don't really know that you're doing anything wrong because nobody's telling you anything, but they just secretly plotting on you. So I don't know, you know. But I believe I'm cordial. I don't, I don't really cause problems with people, whatever. I don't know. And then it's funny because as I'm speaking, I'm listening to the V2K as they're talking to. Um, it's funny because they always be like, "You're not supposed to tell nobody. You're not supposed to talk about us. You're not supposed to do this. You're not supposed to do that." And I'm in my mind, I'm thinking, "You're not supposed to be hacking people's nervous system." But then they'll be like, "But it's mandatory," and I'm like, "Says who?" Because I'm sure God didn't never. I ain't never heard anything from God saying that people supposed to have other people controlling their nervous system. They're like, "Oh, it's mandatory. Oh, he has no idea it's a secret society." And I'm like, okay, so then, Lord, let me know what my purpose here on this earth is, because I can't just ignore the fact that someone is trying to control me through my nervous system using nanotechnology. I can't accept that. And then it's like, along with me not being able to accept that, I can't accept the fact that so many people are not willing to try to fight against it. Because I'm like, yo, most of the stuff that I'm finding out about this technology is literally online. It's literally online. And then you can break all this stuff down. Like, I'm literally reading how they build nanotechnology. I'm literally reading how they build it so that it can go undetected by the immune system, because it's covered in a biodegradable or polymer coating. Like it's like, do you realize all you had to do was look, and then you could actually find a way to actually separate yourself from this shit? And then it's like, I get it. It's terrifying though, because it's like, when you think about it, if you decide you're going to go this route, it's going to be like you versus a million until you find other TIs. And then you realize, you know what? It's not that bad. I mean, it's bad, but it's not that bad. Yeah, there's also different levels to this. They tell me I have special privileges. I have no idea what these special privileges are, because I don't remember agreeing to anything. I don't remember joining anything. Only thing I could remember, and I had to think way, way back. I had to think way back. Um, I feel like when I was a child, like a kid, real, real young, I feel like I might have been one of those gate program kids, because I also do have that bulging, like, I forgot what that occipital is. That, no, not occipital, whatever that bone is in the back of the head. That, and then I remember doing certain little tests and things and stuff like that as a kid, but it's very vague, and I can't remember it so much in detail. And then there's the oh right, then there was the at some point in high school, I do remember going to a U.S. Army office and possibly, I remember signing anything? I don't remember if I signed anything. I may have, because I thought I was going to join the military after high school. So yeah, I'm not sure. So I started going back in my memory, and I was surprised I still remembered it. Um, and then there's the whole aspect where they're like, back in September 2020, after I went to the hospital thinking they was going to help me, but no, come to find out, damn near everybody in the hospital knows what I'm talking about, but they all acting like they don't. It was after then when I told the doctors, they was like, "Oh, since you told the doctors about us, now you gonna have to become a police officer. And if you don't become a police officer, you gonna become a snitch then. So it's like, you might as well just become a police officer, because you're gonna be a snitch to everybody in the city." And I'm thinking to myself like, but snitching on who? Who the fuck are you? All I know is I'm hearing four people in my fucking head, and I'm not wearing no fucking devices on me. So I'm like, and this, like, how the fuck does it just happen out of nowhere? Like, before September 2020, I was never hearing shit like that. I was never experiencing V2K. And I'm glad I did my research and found out that it's not schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is basically a medical code that they use to basically silence those who are being experimented on by the US government, or rather, not just the US government, but by being experimented on by secret society. So it's like in my mind, I'm like, okay, they're like, you snitching on people, you messing with people's livelihoods, you doing this, you doing that. And I'm thinking to myself, so wait, you telling me y'all are actively doing this shit to men, women, children, elderly people, and they are fucking their lives up because they don't know what the fuck has happened to them. And then I'm thinking, when you do make it obvious to them that you're doing stuff to them, then y'all got the flying monkeys out there that basically spread lies and rumors that, oh, I need to get ready for work. I'm in here bugging out. But anyway, yeah, it's like but that's how perfect the system is working though. Like they got this shit down packed. But gang stalking's been around for centuries. I mean, obviously, when you think about it, Jesus Christ was like one of the first well-known TIs. When you think about it, Jesus Christ was a TI. Jesus Christ was a targeted individual, and I am truly believing in that. But you know what? It's just because of God, they couldn't do nothing with him. All they could do was kill his body, but they couldn't do nothing. They really couldn't do anything to Christ. When you think about it, they couldn't do nothing to Christ. All they could do was kill his body, but they couldn't do nothing to Christ. Bro, they can't that. And when you think about that, and I'm really trying to internalize that in every TI spirit, you got to remind yourself that they are coming after people who basically are maybe the closest to a Christ-like spiritual body than anyone else, especially empaths. Empaths are especially known for being targeted because of the energy potential that they have. But it's a whole lot of other stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to check in with y'all and let y'all know I'm all right. And yeah, still trying to make it. Take life one breath, one thought, one step, one day at a time. Peace.